What in tarnation?
Howdy folks, this is Apple Geek, and I am back with the second Equestria Girls special, or episode 2, I guess. Again, these short episodes are kind of weird to deal with for this franchise, but this one is called Movie Magic. And this one does not surprise me at all, because I remember seeing toys, pictures of toys at a toy fair several months ago that were showing stuff like a movie set and things like that. So I figured there was going to be one of these specials coming up that had something to do with filming a movie. I have a sneaking suspicion, since we didn't see this in the first special, I'm thinking this could have something to do with Daring Do, like making a Daring Do movie out of a book. A Daring Do book, because I saw a toy, like an EG mini toy for the character of Daring Do. I really hope that's where they go, because I'd love to see how Daring Do is presented in this world. Is it the same as in Equestria, where it's the writer is actually Daring Do in real life too, or how are they doing that? Be interesting to see this world. But man, the first special had tons of cross-world continuity callbacks and callovers and whatever you want to call them. So yeah. Really curious to see where they go with this. And if it's not Daring Do, I have no idea what this is about. So anyway, without any further ado, let's get this one started. Movie Magic, starting now. Yeah, this has got to be Daring Do right away. Is that Calderon?
It is almost time. Once I have all 3 relics, no one will be able to stop me, and Maripol will fall. For I am Stalwart Stallion!
Stalwart Stallion? What?
Sorry, but at this point in the story, Stalwart Stallion would be known as Mojo.
What?
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 You want Daring Do fans to call him out for making a mistake like that?
Let's go again. And this time say Mojo instead of Stalwart Stallion, okay? And action!
That face! That face! Rainbow Dash is doing exactly what we in the fandom do. We tear stuff apart that's related to the fandom we're a part of. She's a continuity quality assurance editor. Stalwart Stallion? What kind of a name is that for a production that doesn't
really here. Thank you so
involve
much
horses?
for letting us come, Mr. Zoom.
Or ponies?
We promise we won't get in the way. Again.
As a fellow Camp Everfree alum, I was more than happy to afford the girls who helped save it the chance to visit the set of our little film.
Alumni. Okay.
Little? This is Daring Do we're talking about. This movie is gonna be huge.
There's a problem in wardrobe. They can't find the costume Daring Do was supposed to wear in the nightclub scene.
Uh-oh.
If we're ever able to finish it, it will be. If you'll excuse me.
According to our visitor schedules, they won't start shooting the next scene for a while, which means we have time to get my picture taken with
Lunch
Just
break?
Magnifico, the actress playing Daring Do. And ask her to sign my petition to bring more bird feeders to Canterlot High.
What? What?
Well, Chestnut Magnifico is an avid supporter of a foundation that helps build homes for animals in need. Oh, okay. But I was thinking that
Okay.
Check out all the sets.
I'd sure like to get a closer look at that volcano.
Actually, I thought we'd...
Find the buffet.
And the fountain! I don't know what a cupcake fountain is, but I'm pretty sure they don't have one. Of course they do. I read it in my 100 Things You Didn't Know About This Movie Studio Insider's Tour Guide.
The
What?
number one thing we didn't know.
How is that even a
the guy who
thing?
founded this studio was an eccentric oddball with a sweet tooth.
Yes!
How did AJ know that?
Splitting up?
Yep, everybody's going their separate ways. Okay.
I would suppose you want to check out the props that AK Yearling designed specially for the movie. You read my mind.
They're in full Daring Do geek out mode. I love this.
Darling, please. Actresses love interacting with their fans. Oh, Miss Magnifico. I don't care if I'm under contract. This is a joke, and I want this thing
Oh no.
down.
Oh no.
Hear me?
Alrighty then.
She probably just didn't see us.
Wonder how long
take
Is
the
Rainbow
first
Dash
one.
going to
Several weeks.
play
I
Daring
bet.
Do in this movie?
You sure do go all out, making it look like the real deal, huh?
Uh-oh. Oh.
Though I don't think the rainforest is known for its Bon Mott peanut butter praline crunch bars. Better pocket that. Wouldn't want it ruining the shot.
Wow!
Oh my.
The 3 Altoriosa relics!
Those two, there's gonna be so many memes from this.
Don't forget the arrow of Altoriosa.
Uh-oh.
You're from Canterlot High, right?
Uh-huh.
I'm Juniper Montage, Cantor, the director's
Juniper
niece.
Montage.
What do you think? They're awesome! AK Yearling is very hands-on when it comes to the sets and props for the movie. Have you met her? Just once when she came to check out the relics. I did get her to sign a copy of the latest Daring Do booklet.
Oh. Got 3 of them now.
Mostly I bring my uncle coffee and help get everything ready for shooting. I've been on the set for all the movies he's shot here. Pretty much know every inch of this place like the back of my hand. I tried to convince him to cast me as Daring Do, but he really didn't go for that. Hey, have you guys seen
She's
the
gonna be
set
Daring Do.
Cavalier on Secret Lair? They usually lock the door to that set, but I've got keys that open just about
And
every
of
door
course
in
you
this
do.
place. Yeah, come on, I'll show you.
Oh man, they're having the time of their lives.
3 lunch buffets, 6 different kinds of fondue, 2 rooms with nothing but candy, and still no cupcake fountain!
What kind of a movie set is this?
Found those peanut butter praline crunch bars. They weren't in my guidebook, but they sure were delicious!
Ugh, I'll see. You think they got any more?
Spike. Hey, chocolate is very bad for dogs.
Chestnut, that's all we need. I'm doing everything I can to keep us on schedule, but with all the setbacks we've had, I don't think we can do it. If you could just agree
Got a
to stay
diva
on
here.
1 more month.
Unacceptable!
But
Where are my imported peanut butter praline crunch bars?
Oh no, no,
A good time to resume
no,
the search for that cupcake fountain.
no. Yep. Run away.
You guys should have seen the relics. They were amazing!
quiet on set, please.
Yes.
Sorry, maybe I'll just go take one more peek at them.
And
Yeah.
action.
Oh no! Oh no!
What is going on around here? We just filmed on this volcano and it was fine. This could set us back weeks.
They're gone! They're all gone!
What's gone?
The relics!
Okay, somebody's sabotaging this now.
Again up close, and they weren't there!
This can't be happening. What are we gonna do?
Couldn't you just get
Wait.
the prop department to make new ones?
Is this
The
Juniper?
missing relics were personally approved by AK Yearling. We could have new ones made, but we can't use them until Miss Yearling has given them her official stamp of approval. You'd think it'd be easy to reach someone who's always holed up in her office writing, but Miss Yearling is a very difficult woman to track down.
Because she's out doing the adventures actually in real life.
Chestnut's contract with us is almost up, and with Mount Vesuvius collapsing, and now this, I fear we'll have to stop production altogether.
But
I bet Juniper's
you
doing
have
it
to finish this movie.
to
Think of
get
all
the
Daring
part.
Do fans will be so disappointed if you don't. Are you sure there's
She might be gonna blame it on the main 7.
I'm so
What
sorry.
now?
Please excuse me.
There was trouble with one of the costumes when we first arrived. A set that was fine yesterday just collapsed. And now the most important props in the
Yep.
movie have been stolen.
She's putting it
I
together.
don't think these are just coincidences.
Me neither. All the things that have gone wrong on set have put production on hold. It seems to me like someone is going to a lot of trouble to make sure this movie doesn't get made.
Who would wanna... Oh dear, you don't think... Oh, no, certainly not.
No, not that. Sunset, like, well?
Rarity and I followed Chestnut Magnifico to her trailer.
Yeah, it's not Chestnut.
I overheard her saying something about shutting down the movie. Yes, but she said she wanted something shut down. We don't know that she was talking about the movie. Maybe she's just really mad that they're always running out of her imported butter praline crunch bars.
And whose fault is that?
Bon Mott butter praline crunch bars?
Those are the ones.
We may have tried a few ourselves.
Found
A
this
few?
on the Mount Vesuvius set right before it collapsed.
It sure seems like all the signs are pointing to Chestnut Magnifico as the one causing all the problems around
It's
here.
gotta be
I
Juniper.
don't know who's behind this or what's going on, but the first thing we need to do is find those relics.
I agree. The relics were here earlier, and if Chestnut is behind this, then they must still be around here somewhere.
Chestnut Magnifico is an acclaimed actress. She'd never do something so dramatic.
An actress? Dramatic? Never.
Well, she
Never.
might do something like this
Never.
if she was trying
No.
to get out of working on a movie she didn't want to do.
Why don't Fluttershy, Pinky, Spike, and I follow Chestnut Magnifico and see if we can find anything out?
Let's do it! In the meantime,
Love that
we should
determined
look
look.
for the relics.
Where do we even start? It's not like there's some mysterious thieving cloak figure we can chase after and say, "Hey, tell us where you're keeping the relics."
And enter the mysterious cloaked figure.
Hey, stop right there!
Oh! Yes! So they can just... Okay. I was wondering if we were going to see the magic powers again. What's with this scoring here? I love this music.
I can't believe I lost them. My Geo gives me super speed, but I guess being awesomely fast doesn't help when the person you're chasing knows their way around better than you do.
Hey, guys.
And Juniper knows every inch of the place.
We couldn't find her.
But we did find a cupcake fountain!
Then we got lost and somehow ended
Okay.
up here.
I'm glad you finally found it.
We spotted a super suspicious cloaked figure, but they got away. They're here somewhere.
And there you are. Where are your costumes? Oh, we gotta hurry. I'm gonna be so fired if you aren't ready. The director wants to shoot in 3 minutes.
Oops.
It's been some kind of mistake.
Wait.
The power ponies?
They're the power ponies!
But they're
I'm fired,
humans?
So fired.
What?
Hey,
Sunset's the maniac! Yes! But it's funny because Rainbow's got the super speed when it should have been Pinky in for this persona. Yeah. What are we... Okay, we're going Scooby-Doo now? Yes. I'm sure those cars were a reference to something. Well, this was unexpected.
What's this place supposed to be?
and where did she go?
She must be around here somewhere.
And Pinky is
Wherever
going nuts.
Here is.
Are you kidding? This is the set of Stormy with a side of pudding.
Stormy with a side of what now?
It's only my own.
Cloudy with a chance of meatballs reference.
I've tried to get you all to watch it like a gazillion billion times. I've heard they use real pudding. Oh, thank you.
It's probably expired by now, but
We're
oh
running
sure,
out of
whatever.
time. We're supposed to be hunting down the missing relics and catching the bad guy, not eating pudding.
We're trying. Maybe we should make our way back to the Daring Do
Okay,
set.
I
There
gotta
might have
say
been
it.
Some clues we missed.
Rainbow Dash looks like Freakazoid. Yeah. Just get after her.
I saw you come in here. Where are you?
Storage room. What's with those helmets? Interesting props. Whoa! And what are you finding?
Hey, this is just like the outfit Daring Do wears in the nightclub.
Ah, the missing
What's
outfit.
it doing in here?
And you're gonna get locked in. Yep. And she's got all the keys, so yeah.
Hello?
Darn it.
Anybody out there?
I saw her leaving pudding footprints. So they're probably gonna find her based on that.
No problem. I'll just call my friends and let them know.
And you don't have your phone.
Except I can't because security took all our phones when we got here.
I thought it was in our other clothes, but sure.
I'm trapped in here!
Yep. pudding
We have
footprints.
to find Rainbow Dash.
I don't see how. She moves so fast she could be anywhere on the lot by now. Why she felt it necessary to wear the geode that gives her super speed to a movie set, I'll never know.
I wish I'd brought mine. One touch and I'd be able to see Chestnut's memories and get to the bottom of this whole thing.
Why don't you have those with you?
Follow the pudding!
Thank you, Pinky. Sunset as the maniac is amazing.
Follow me! You're a genius, Pinkie Pie. I know.
Yeah,
Come on, this
yeah,
way.
she knows. What?
For the road!
It's Pinky. Don't question it.
There's no more pudding, which means she must be here somewhere.
Hello? Is anyone here?
Rainbow Dash, where are you?
Help! Somebody! I'm trapped in here! Hello? Rainbow Dash? Are you in there?
Yes.
Help! I'm locked in! It's okay, Dashy. We're here.
It's
I'll go
okay,
find
Dash.
somebody with the key.
Wait.
Wow. Oh!
Boy, am I happy to see you!
What the?
Did you just make that lock unlock itself?
Nice.
Thinking maybe we should all start wearing our geodes around.
Okay.
Never know when our new magic might come in handy.
How did you find me?
That
You
was
were
interesting.
banging on the door 5 minutes ago.
Pudding never lies.
Hey, is that the costume that went missing when we first got here?
Yeah, but I didn't see the person who locked me in, and there's still no sign of the relics.
Huh. I say we head back to the scene of the crime. Maybe there's something there that could lead us to the relics.
Or we could let the culprit lead us to them. How? I just told you I didn't see who locked me in here.
I've got a pretty good idea who our thief is, but we're gonna need Cantor Zoom's help to catch her.
Pinky.
You found this in a supply closet?
We
Okay.
didn't find the relics, but we don't think the thief has had a chance to take them off the lot yet. We wanted your permission to search the Tri-Corners village set from top to bottom.
Pinky.
Find a clue that would lead us to where they're hidden.
Of course. Chestnut, I need you to get into hair and makeup. As soon as we get the relics, we're gonna start shooting again.
We'll see.
Juniper,
Uh-huh.
can you do a smoothie run? I'm sure all this sleuthing is gonna make everyone thirsty.
Absolutely.
So how are they gonna catch her?
I
Yeah.
told you all it wasn't Chestnut.
Yep.
Look! I found the missing relics!
Because
Yeah,
you're the one
nice
who
try.
stole them.
She wouldn't.
She would. And she did. What she didn't expect was for Rainbow Dash to come to the Tri-Corner set before she was able to sneak them off to a safer hiding place. So she was forced to hide them in the first place she could find.
Hidden in plain sight, practically.
They're gone! What happened? But she knew she couldn't leave them there. So the first chance she got, she tried to sneak them away. Unfortunately for her, we spotted her. But Juniper knows every inch of this place like the back of her hand and was able to trap us and lose Rainbow Dash. For a while. But when Rainbow Dash managed to figure out where she'd run off to, she locked her in a closet with the set of keys that gives her access to just about every door in this place, which gave her the time she needed to hide the relics here.
When did you figure out it was her?
I started to piece things together when I unlocked the door to get you out of the supply closet. But I knew Juniper would never admit she was the one who had taken the relics.
Unless, of course, she was caught in the act of trying to move them again.
Which is why I told you to send her on that smoothie run. So she didn't have the opportunity to get the relics off the lot where we'd
Very smooth.
never find them. But instead of
Yes,
searching
pun
the
intended.
Tri-Corner set, you all were secretly following me here.
Why would you do this?
Because she wanted the part.
Sorry, okay? I'm sorry. I just can't stand Chestnut.
What was that too?
She's always eating all the peanut butter praline crunch bars, which are the only candy bars I like.
Pinky.
That's
Not helping.
hardly a reason to go.
And I was mad at you for casting her as Daring Do. I mean, I have told you over and over again how badly I wanted to play Daring Do, and you just ignored me.
But Juniper, you're too young. You don't have any experience.
I know, but I thought if enough things went wrong, Chestnut would maybe back out of the movie, and then you would give me a chance.
Not only did you jeopardize the production, endanger the safety of the actors and the film crew, but you also lied to me and took advantage of my trust.
I know.
Ouch.
And I'm sorry. I never meant to hurt anyone, and I was going to return all the props just as soon as Chestnut quit. I hope you can forgive me.
You're my niece, Juniper, so of course I can forgive you. But I'm sorry to say you're no longer welcome on this set, and it will be a long time before I consider allowing you back here. Keys!
Uh-oh. Okay.
Cantor,
That's-
there you are. So sorry I'm
That's
not
a setup
in pickup,
for
but
you shall
I
rue
just
the
gotten
day.
a call from my agent. I no longer have to work on that ridiculous documentary about nests next month. I swear, when they approached me, I thought they wanted to do a documentary about my organization for homeless animals. Not on various nests around the world. Completely misleading. But no matter, that's all behind us.
Does this mean...
No more scheduling conflict. I can extend my contract and continue filming Daring Do. Hey, are those the missing relics?
Yes.
Yep.
And I don't think we'll have to worry about them disappearing again. And it's all thanks to our
All right.
visitors from Canterlot High. First you saved Camp Everfree, now the Daring Do movie. Y'all are certainly on a roll.
That they are.
Speaking of roles, don't suppose you've got any extra parts my friends and I could play? You know, as a reward for saving the day?
Yeah.
I think we could figure something out.
Oh boy. What is he gonna have him do? And oh, nice. So we're not actually gonna get to say AK Yearling. Yes, yes. AK. That fits.
You will give me the sword of Altoriosa.
I don't think so, stalwart.
Have it your way.
Okay.
Prihomore. Follow. Give up, Daring.
That doesn't look good.
The sword shall be mine.
Of course, Rainbow would have that. Nice.
So awesome!
Cut.
Sorry.
How many takes have they done on that with Rainbow doing that line? Darn it! I wanted to see actual AK Yearling, not just... Okay. So the toy I saw was probably the Chestnut actress playing Daring Do, and not actual Daring Do or AK Yearling, but... So, well, they are still making use of their powers, but yeah, they really should keep those gems on them because they certainly are coming in handy. Well, yeah. Again, gonna break here, rewatch, and get to commentary later. So yeah, stay tuned. I will be back shortly. All right. Well, we've got a bit of a mystery episode on our hands here. Lot of continuity stuff in this episode, I gotta say. You know, it's right off the bat, we've got Canterzoom, who, you know, the director of this movie, who is, or was, one of the individuals who showed up in the cave for the concert at the end of the Legend of Everfree movie. Apparently he's Camp Everfree alumni himself, so yeah, he had no problem with letting the main seven here come on set and check out the movie. Got a little thank you gesture there, but and it's pretty easy to see how they got into that situation in the first place, because I'm sure once they heard that, or once specifically Twilight and Rainbow Dash found out that they're filming a Daring Do movie, yeah, it's like, we need to check this out right now. And that's another great example of continuity for cross-world continuity, because you've got Twilight and Rainbow Dash being very devout Daring Do fans. Easy to see why Twilight would be, because she's always been the bookworm and whatnot. But we don't really know how the human version of Rainbow Dash got into this. I mean, you know, the daring, adventuring type, it's easy to see why she enjoyed it, but like, how did she get into the series of books and stuff? is this something that she figured out on her own, unlike in the pony world, or did her hanging out with Saitwai introduce her to the series or something? It's kind of hard to know where that, how all that went. It's details we don't have, but not really all that relevant. They love the show. We know it. They love the show, so, or the books. So, AKA Yearling herself. Yeah, it's like, for somebody who's supposed to be just, sitting in her office writing all the time, she's surprisingly hard to get a hold of. Yeah, I'm thinking the human version of Daring Do is just like her pony counterpart as well, as she's actually Daring Do, going out and doing the all the adventures and such. So, makes me almost wonder if those relics they're using as props were the real ancient relics or not. Probably not, but apparently she's a stickler for the details and not having them accurate to real life or something. So, yeah, of course you had Twilight trying to figure out and solve the mystery, acting a lot like she did in Equestria back on the mystery on the Friendship Express episode. So that was kind of fun to see her do that again. And I mean, that role suits her well. She's, the logical, thinker and things like that. And then, of course, we had the power ponies. If you can call them ponies. I mean, I'm just not really getting all the horse puns in this world. What do we have? Stalwart Stallion, Mount Vesuvius, power ponies. I mean, the list just goes on and on. It's starting to make me really wonder just how much influence Equestria actually has on this world. Like, was this world always this way? Or did the introduction of equestrian magic into this world by Star Swirl somehow start affecting, events and names and things in this world? It really is starting to make me wonder how all that is transpiring and stuff, because it doesn't really, other than these names, it doesn't really look like there's a strong, equestrian influence or, a lot of horse theming going on in this world besides that. So it's kind of curious. But anyway, I need to move on from that. Just something to think about. So the mystery itself, it kind of feels a lot like Daring Do meets Scooby-Doo. There was a lot of things. I was starting to try and think about this in the context of like a full Scooby-Doo episode, but it really lacked a lot of the elements of a classic Scooby-Doo episode. I watched a lot of the original Scooby-Doo series. I loved that show. This was missing a lot of the elements, or at least some of them. It wasn't a textbook Scooby-Doo plot, but there was a lot of hints at it and things reminiscent of it, which was fun to see, like the chase scenes and just some things, goofiness of the characters and dog sidekick and so on and so forth. Mysterious hooded shadowy figure, the type. So, but yeah, I got all this stuff going on, crazy, unfortunate events happening on the set that are delaying production, and right away it appears that Chestnut Magnifico is the obvious culprit. And I'm pretty much like, yeah, that's too obvious. But there was a lot of supporting evidence, though, I mean, admittedly. She's yelling at her agent on the phone, saying that she wants this thing shut down. She didn't say what thing. And she's getting mad over the lack of her special chocolate bars, which Pinky ate, and Spike, which makes no sense because chocolate is very, very bad for dogs. Like, it can actually kill dogs if they eat too much of it. So, great job on that, writers. Sorry, that's kind of like a big oops there. But anyway, so it's just, had this, irate diva thing going on. And it seemed like it made sense that she was trying to like sabotage the set and delay production and whatever, so basically the time would run out and she could get out from under the contract and move on to something else that she wanted to do much more. So to an outside observer that could, or to one of the observers in the show, that did look rather convincing, but that wasn't actually the case. She was chewing her agent out over this other animal thing that made no sense. Well, of course she was mad about her chocolate bars. They were imported for her and somebody else stole them. But she actually liked the part, though. She wanted this movie to continue. She was just getting stressed out over everything else going on, and adding to that stress was the fact that there were constant production delays of this movie. So, yeah, just a lot of things all added up there. Juniper, on the other hand, as it is now obvious to all, she really wanted to play Daring Do really bad, being just as much of a fan, if not more so, than Rainbow Dash and Twilight. So... but yeah, she didn't exactly go about it the right way in terms of trying to get the part. I'd honestly have to go back and check now. I forgot to double check and confirm this, but can't remember if she had asked before to play this part or something, from her uncle. But basically, in her mind, it was like, well, the only way I can get this part is if I can force out Chestnut somehow. So she's doing all these things to try and run out the clock, like some may have thought Chestnut was doing, to get rid of her. Then, well, it's like now if they still want to produce a movie, they got to find another actress. So then Juniper thought maybe she could slide into that role then, or something, as like a last resort type thing or something. I don't know. That it just seems like not a very good approach to have. Like if you're the last resort option, that should tell you something right there, that's not exactly gonna work all that well. But I certainly don't blame her for wanting the part. I mean, clearly she is a huge fan, as a dream role, things like that. I totally get that. But, breaking things and stealing things and, all that kind of stuff, that was obviously not a nice thing to do, not nice things to do and if that's going to catch up with you, it's obviously going to look very, very bad, which it did. So, and, her uncle did have some valid points on that, too, where he said she was, too young and inexperienced. Now, I don't know how old Juniper actually was. My guess would be upper teens, but, maybe young 20s or something. I'm not really sure how old these characters are supposed to be. And she looked the same age as the main seven, who, as far as we know, are still in high school, so that would be teenagers. But, just being a certain age, I feel like doesn't necessarily rule you out for something like that. Like, I feel like she should have been given a shot, so maybe that was a problem on her uncle's part. Maybe her uncle just too easily dismissed her and didn't actually give her an honest chance. Maybe there's more to it. Don't really know for sure. But regardless, that doesn't excuse what she actually did in this. And I honestly think that it was Candersum was completely justified in firing her and having her removed from the set. I mean, she is family, so he forgave her, but still, you can't allow something like that to go unpunished. So, I'm saying, is this one of the few times where an antagonist actually gets like a legitimate punishment in the show? I mean, just thinking at least in terms of the Equestria Girls universe, Sunset Shimmer got forgiven and reformed, and now she's fine. Well, she did. I take that back. She was forced to fix up the front of the school that she wrecked, along with Snips and Snails. So there was that. The Dazzlings, we still don't know what happened to them. And Principal Cinch appeared to get off scot-free until we found out in the last special that she is no longer principal. So I'm hoping that means she got fired. So at least there's that. But it's just it is interesting. It's like a much more down to earth, straightforward, punishment for wrongdoing. And like, that was a breath of fresh air. It felt like it wasn't this really wasn't a crazy thing like in all the other problems of the movies and stuff. There's always been this huge magical influence. There was no magical influence in this particular issue. I mean, the only magic that we saw was the use of the geodes by Rainbow Dash and Twilight. I'll get to that in just a minute here, but this wasn't a problem of her misusing magic or magic coming into play and twisting things around and anything like that. This was just an ordinary, like a real life issue. So it was a fun twist on this, So, and yeah, at the end there, She definitely had that as, like, she didn't say anything, didn't really have to say anything, but she just had that look over her shoulder of, like, you shall rue the day that you crossed me, and whatever. And clearly she's got a little revenge thing planned for the main 7 there, so be interesting to see how that plays out here. So, but anyway, I'm not going to talk on that right now because I'm focused on this special, so more to come on that in the next one. But yeah, the main 7. Really, there wasn't too much focus on them in this. I mean, it was more the thing going on with Juniper and Chestnut, and they were just trying to figure it out, sort of from the sidelines. In terms of their magic powers, I was wondering when those were going to come into play, because we didn't see any of that in the first special, Dance Magic. And I've been wondering how were they going to use these newfound magic powers. Because anytime you have... I shouldn't say anytime. A lot of times when you have characters that suddenly acquire these supernatural, mystical powers or whatever, there's a tendency to abuse them and things go haywire and so on and so forth. I mean, I'm sure a lot of you watching have seen all the superhero shows out there and see what happens when they, get their powers and stuff. Take them for granted and things like that. Things spiral out of control, go haywire. I like the fact that they're not rushing into that with these characters. Again, in Dance Magic, we had no magic usage at all, other than they ponied up when they sang the song. Great, fine. That's known stuff that happens. That's a known factor. But they didn't have the geodes at all. Here, you had only 2 of them wearing them, Rainbow Dash and Twilight, so we got to see them utilize their magic a little bit. And now there's actually like some legitimate discussion over that. Rarity question, like why would Rainbow Dash even need to have that, or why would she even think she would need something like that just touring a movie set? Which is honestly a valid question. Like, why would you need that here? It seems kind of like overkill. Are you just going to play around with it and not, use it properly? But Sunset, on the other hand, said that, hey, maybe we should all start wearing them around because you never know when these abilities are going to come in handy. And she did say that, with her powers, her mind-reading empathy powers, or whatever you want to call them, she could have simply, touched Juniper's arm or something and read her thoughts and figured out what she was up to. Would have brought this all to a finish much more quickly and so on. So kind of little hindsight on that, but yeah, I like the fact that they're just kind of warming up to it. I mean, I could see them all wearing them around and doing crazy things. Like, I mean, I can see Fluttershy going nuts on her newfound ability to talk to animals because she's an animal lover. Like, why wouldn't she want to use that all the time? I can see Rainbow Dash wanting to constantly have fun with the super speed. She is kind of a show-off. I'm not picking on these people. I'm just saying these are traits that make sense as to what they'd want to do with these powers. So I just like that they are kind of slowly working into it and not just, making the classic mistake of overusing their powers and having it backfire on them. So that is interesting to see. But yeah, I think it overall is a very good idea for them to wear them because, as we've seen in the past few movies, magical problems seem to be attracted to this group. All these problems that seem to keep landing right at their feet, and them having to deal with it and save the world yet again. So even though that wasn't the case here, clearly there's advantages for that, and it's kind of just a preventive thing. It's like, well, you don't have to overuse it, but it's there when you need it. So I'm curious to see where that goes in future specials, movies, whatever. But yeah, I mean, just aside from that, just the overall mentality of it is not only are they not abusing their powers, they're also still basically trying to live normal lives by the looks of it. Like, in Dance Magic, they are just, trying to raise money to, help fix up the camp, still at school and everything, it's shopping at the mall. Here, they're just, touring a movie set, and things like that. It's like life goes on. Like, they're not all of a sudden thinking that, we're a band of vigilantes that have to, constantly seek out and fix all these magic problems. They're not that deep into it yet. So I just like the pacing of not only the character growth, but the world building that's going on in this world. I like that they're easing into this. So, we'll just have to see. I really don't know where it's going to go from here. We'll just have to see. But I am liking what they're doing with these specials, and I would be thrilled. I think I've said it before. I would be thrilled if they turn this into a full-blown spin-off series. So hopefully that's what these specials are a test for. But yeah, just more. This is just kind of a fun, mystery episode, and not too much of a moral thing, other than basically for Juniper, it's like, don't lie and steal and sneak around and whatever to try and get your way. It doesn't work, or at least it shouldn't work. So I would have instead preferred her to see, just spell it out for Uncle, like, hey, I really want this part. What would it take for me to get this? And if not this part, what do I need to do to get a future part? I mean, if she was serious about this stuff, it'd be like, understand, not, this may not be my chance, but there could be a future chance. What do I need to do to be prepared for it? So, that would have been a much better way to approach that, I feel like. I mean, even with, the main seven could have potentially helped her with some of that stuff if she would have revealed to them what she was trying to do. Or not what she was trying to do in this, but what her goals were in terms of wanting to be an actress with Darren doing stuff. Maybe they would have been able to, help her out in that in some fashion. Maybe talk to Canterzoom, find, they negotiated their own secondary roles in this movie at the end, so maybe they could have helped Juniper get at least a, secondary role on the show, so at least she's in the movie, could have gotten the recognition from that, and hey, maybe we could have gotten noticed by somebody else for a different role in another movie or something and jumpstart her career. Never know what opportunities might have been afforded there had she gone about it in a straightforward and honest manner. But by doing what she did, now she has none of those opportunities. So, what's the moral of this? Crime doesn't pay? I mean, it's cheesy and cliche, but that's kind of what this episode was. There's a lot of cliche stuff in this episode. And cliche stuff is fun. It honestly is from time to time. I felt like it was done pretty tastefully in this episode. But there's just some other things going on, too. Like, this movie set with all, like, the cupcake fountain and all this other sweet stuff going on. Well, what do they say? Like, the founder of the studio was an eccentric, guy with a huge sweet tooth or something. Like, who can outdo Pinky on the sweets stuff? That's what I would like to know. Like, I want to know who this guy is and how all this came to be. So maybe there would be a future bit on that or something. Don't really know. And I also was disappointed that we didn't actually get to see AK Yearling. I mean, given what they were trying to do in this episode, I understand why that they probably passed on that, because that would have shifted the focus probably to Darren Do herself, and that would have taken away from the story that was trying to be told. So I get that. I understand that. But if they continue doing these specials, doing more of these stories, I do want to see the Human World Daring Do and have the main seven go on an adventure with her. That's definitely on my checklist now of things that I would like to see in this world. So put that right up there with Rainbow Dash meeting the Human Wonderbolts, which I'm hoping are actually like a, jet fighter team or something, So, fun stuff. But yeah, that's basically all I've got to say on this episode. It's really not a whole lot of deep topics to dive into and stuff, but trying to think if there's anything else. Lots of movie references. I'm sure I missed a lot of them, or don't understand a lot of them. There's things I can see that I know are references. I just don't know what they're references to. But Canterzoom certainly appears to be George Lucas. He had that other director that's Ron Howard, and a lot of movie stuff. So I'm sure I'll be hearing about all of that in the comments. So yeah. But yeah, I think I better wrap this one up, and move on to the next special here, because I know you guys are all waiting for that one, and I know why. So, thanks for watching, everyone, and I will catch you again for the final special. Later.